do a lot of foul shit. Like behind the scenes, he would do some foul shit. Like hating on, like doing things with people I'd done business with that he done business with. He would say shit that I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, so all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and niggas don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with them.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
You take your leftovers. A lot of time on leftovers.
Not really tapped in, but what is it?
The last thing I saw was like a guy there. He was like, yo, he like pushed me into the truck. It really hurt. And he's trying to munch me. Like he's trying to munch me. I was like, yo, look, I could find other things to do for money. Did you see the I don't know. Like it's a simple suit situation, but it's like
20 mil, I can say it.
You still have to black his face out.
Yes.
You still have to mimic his voice because he's like,
but his
damn.
voice wasn't even that different.
And a little deeper. I was like, almost like, no, that's you, young buck.
You gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he gonna get it.
Don't take your girlfriend to a Diddy party.
You can take the but he wants you.
You and Puff haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Oh, that's why. It's only business. It was really, away from that, I explained why I didn't hang out with him. Right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time.
It's not your thing.
It's not my thing, bro. No,
You're not a hug. You're not a hug front and back at the same time.
Do understand that I don't believe everybody.
Right.
Like the accusations are way too fast and it's wild.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff gay, does that affect your relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him gay. I said.
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 9th.
That's why he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like he says something fabulous and he goes, yo, but me and you, we ain't party. Like we need to party.
What if the wildest celebrity parties of the 2000s, once the hottest ticket in town, turned out to be the centerpiece of an explosive legal showdown involving billionaires, pop icons, and royalty? 50 Cent has never been shy about calling people out, but this time, he's not just throwing shots. He's lighting the match on what might become one of the most talked about exposés in entertainment history. His upcoming docuseries on Netflix promises to dig deep into the life and empire of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. However, this isn't just another celebrity hit piece. Backed by legal filings, sealed documents, and years of claims whispered in corners of Hollywood, this project could shake the foundations of the industry. What started as trolling on Instagram is now evolving into a courtroom-level investigation, complete with serious backing. The timing is no coincidence. The series is launching at a moment when Diddy is already facing mounting lawsuits and public scrutiny. And 50 says he's not stopping until every name is revealed and every connection laid bare. This isn't about drama for the sake of ratings, it's about exposure. Moreover, the reach goes beyond Diddy. Because if what's alleged in this docuseries holds up, it won't just be him on the hot seat. It could be the entire industry. If you've been paying attention, 50 Cent has been dropping hints for years. Long before lawsuits or raids, he was pointing fingers and calling Diddy out, not just over business beefs, but about the deeper, darker rumors that were circulating in private circles. Back then, most people laughed it off. They said it was just 50 being petty, stirring the pot, or promoting his latest project. But now that these accusations are stacking up in real-time legal cases, those old interviews and tweets are taking on a new tone. 50 wasn't just making noise, he was documenting a timeline. And he may have receipts to back it all up. That's what makes his new series so dangerous for the people involved. Now those once dismissed rants could become part of a much larger, more damning narrative. And the media? They're scrambling to catch up to the very stories they used to mock. Suddenly, what was once brushed off as wild speculation is starting to look a lot like foresight. Diddy's white parties weren't just parties, they were legendary. Invitation-only affairs filled with the biggest names in entertainment: Beyoncé, Jay-Z, Ashton Kutcher, Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, and more. These weren't your average red carpet events. They were private, no phones allowed extravaganzas where anything could happen, and reportedly did. For years, these parties symbolized power, exclusivity, and untouchable status. But now they've become the epicenter of speculation and potential evidence. Leaked videos have started surfacing. Some appear tame, while others leave people asking questions. Why were these events always off limits to cameras? Why did some celebrities suddenly stop attending? Why are certain photos and clips disappearing from the internet? The docuseries promises to illuminate the unspoken rules of these gatherings, what happened, who attended, and what secrets might have been buried in the champagne-soaked chaos. Silence can speak volumes, and in this case, it's deafening. Major figures like LeBron James, Mary J. Blige, and Usher, all once connected to Diddy's social circle, have remained publicly quiet while accusations swirl. For Mary, a cryptic message about burning bridges sparked speculation. For Usher, the connection runs deeper. He was once mentored by Diddy and even lived with him as a teen. And for LeBron, his 2020 livestream quote, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party," is now replayed with very different energy. Why haven't they commented? Are they protecting a friend or themselves? In today's age, where every celebrity has a PR team ready to spin a statement, the collective quiet stands out. Whether it's due to loyalty, fear, or legal advice, these stars know that speaking too soon or too late could land them in a storm they can't control. And with 50 Cent hinting that no name is safe, even silence could become suspicious. Years ago, Orlando Brown, the former Disney star, went viral for making wild claims about Diddy and others in the industry. The media rolled their eyes, talk show hosts laughed, and Twitter turned his name into a punchline. However, as more allegations come to light, some are revisiting what he said and realizing that not everything can be dismissed as delusion. Hollywood has a track record. When someone speaks too boldly about the inner workings of the industry, they get labeled unstable, erratic, or unhinged. Orlando was no exception. But in hindsight, his statements weren't merely incoherent rants. They were specific. They referenced people, events, and behaviors that now align with things emerging in lawsuits and leaked testimony. 50 Cent has acknowledged this too. He sees the pattern. If this docuseries includes figures like Orlando, not as a joke, but as someone whose voice was buried, it could flip the entire conversation. Because when someone everyone mocked turns out to be right, the whole system starts to crack. Jay-Z, Prince Harry, Donald Trump, David Beckham. These aren't just celebrity cameos. They're names that have appeared in lawsuits, photos, or event guest lists linked to Diddy's world. None of them are directly accused of wrongdoing, but their association alone is raising eyebrows. In the court of public opinion, optics are everything, and those optics just became a lot more complicated. Prince Harry was mentioned in a civil suit, not as a participant, but as an example of Diddy's far-reaching influence. Trump has been photographed at events with him since the 90s. Jay-Z once called him a friend and business peer. Now, with lawsuits gaining steam and prosecutors digging into Diddy's business and personal networks, even a passing connection could lead to deposition questions. If 50's docuseries succeeds in mapping out these relationships, especially with behind-the-scenes contracts or communications, this might evolve from a scandal into a historic reckoning involving politics, royalty, and entertainment all at once. Diddy isn't just a rapper or a party host, he's a mogul. Bad Boy Records, Revolt TV, partnerships with Ciroc, luxury fashion lines. He built an empire that touched nearly every corner of pop culture. However, empires that grow quickly often have messy foundations, and 50 Cent claims he's ready to expose them. According to leaks tied to his production team, this docuseries will detail how money flowed behind the scenes, who got paid, how the deals were structured, and most importantly, who might have turned a blind eye in exchange for influence. Wire transfers, emails, NDAs, these receipts transform gossip into evidence. If this financial trail aligns with any claims made in lawsuits, the fallout could be massive. It's no longer just about Diddy's actions. It's about the machinery that supported and profited from his status. If that network begins to crack, the ripple effects could impact agencies, labels, streaming platforms, and even legal firms. Photos from the 2000s show an A-list crowd orbiting Diddy's events. Ashton Kutcher co-hosted parties, Jada Pinkett Smith made appearances, and Bruce Willis, Naomi Campbell, and others popped up in footage or behind-the-scenes clips. These weren't random hangouts. They were curated events with layers of exclusivity. And they weren't cheap. Private jets, blacked-out SUVs, entire mansions rented out for nights of celebration or something more. 50 Cent has hinted that he'll be revealing who attended, when, and how it all fits together. He's not just focusing on celebrities who stayed silent. He's asking, what did you see? What did you hear? If any behavior crossed the line even slightly, did anyone ever step back or speak up? That's what makes this part of the story so dangerous for Hollywood. Even being in the wrong room could now be viewed through a different lens. Because when the narrative shifts, background extras in the photo can suddenly become main characters in the story. So far, Diddy's legal team has maintained the same message: deny, deflect, downplay. They've called the lawsuits frivolous and opportunistic. His PR has portrayed him as a misunderstood innovator, someone whose legacy is being unfairly attacked. And yet, he hasn't made many public appearances. There haven't been sit-down interviews or major rebuttals. His usual confidence seems subdued. Meanwhile, media outlets are beginning to pivot. News anchors who once praised his business deals are now revisiting old clips with a suspicious tone. Even Diddy's defenders are proceeding with caution. 50 Cent, however, isn't easing up. He's doubling down on Instagram, in interviews, in court filings. If it's all false, he asks, then why is everybody so nervous? And that's a question viewers are now asking too. Why the silence? Why the shifting narratives? And why does this feel like the calm before a media storm? This isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about the ecosystem that allowed him to rise, and the secrets that might have stayed hidden if not for a perfect storm of lawsuits, whistleblowers, and one very determined rival with a Netflix deal. 50 Cent isn't just releasing a docuseries. He's swinging a sledgehammer at the foundation of celebrity culture. If he delivers on what he's promised, real names, real proof, real consequences, this could be the start of something much bigger. Hollywood has experienced scandals before, but not like this. Not with so many influential people potentially connected. Not with the risk of crossover into music, film, sports, fashion, and even politics. The glitz and glamour of Diddy's world were once the envy of all. Now it could become the stage for the industry's most significant fall from grace. And if 50 has his way, the credits won't roll until the truth, no matter how dark, is fully revealed.